Pickle. It's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score on some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your Helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealer.com to learn more.
Did we drop the copy point about the rugged and reliable?
You can go get a rugged and reliable 2023 Honda Ridgeline.
Oh, Ridgeline, that's right.
If you want it.
I always forget which of the terrific Honda cars is the rugged and reliable one, but it's the Ridgeline.
Yeah.
So go check that out. Thank you, North Texas Honda dealers. If you've got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, get them in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Yesterday was a big day for a little TFT, or not TFT, but the DCTF crew, ROF crew, because we were out at Lone Star Conference Media Day there in McKinney. Had a great time. It was I got to be the host and the MC, which was fun. Got to talk with them, bless you. Got to talk with all the players and coaches from the Lone Star Conference. Angelo State is picked to repeat. Central Washington hot on their heels. And the big game is Angelo has to go to Central Washington, which is going to be a probably, in my opinion, I mean, Kingsville, I think, has an opportunity, and maybe Midwestern if they find a quarterback. But it was fun to be out there. We then went live on ROF for about a little more than an hour.
Yeah, hour 15.
Tons of coaches and players, and it was a lot of fun.
It was funny. Man, some of those interviews are funny.
Corey Hogan, Carter Yates, having a great time. So that was fun. Also of note, as we can just toot our own horn here, our own Corey Hogue brought home for the second time the Kirk Hill Award, which is the Lone Star Conference Sports Writer of the Year Award. Our friend Corey Hogue got honored. He got honored in
well-deserved.
2020 and now 2023. Very well-deserved. It was very cool because you and I knew it, but he didn't.
Yeah, he had no idea.
Because I got the script, and then I didn't. I wanted to tell someone, so I just told Pickle. But yeah, it was very cool, and we're gonna try to. I believe Mallory got reaction video.
Yeah, she did. It's really, really cool.
So we're gonna try to splice something together. But yeah, he's very well deserving. It was awesome to see, and he got the Kirk Hill Award from the Lone Star Conference. We appreciate the Lone Star Conference having us out there. Commissioner Jay Perner, their Director of Communications, Greg Weghorst, all those fine folks out there at the Lone Star Conference. Should be a fun year. And remember, they've got Sol Roster in next year. So it's only getting more Texan-y out there. So anyway, we appreciate them letting us crash their party at McKinney ISD Stadium, which is, by the way, you know why they have it in McKinney ISD Stadium?
Because it rules?
Well, yes. Also,
I thought that was enough of a reason.
Correct. It would be, but also what makes it rule extra hard is they host the Division II National Championship game.
Yes.
And they're going to host it, I believe, through 2025 now. It'll be here this year and next year at least. And so, we should, and I guess 2025 as well. So
if you haven't been out to a game at McKinney ISD, you got to get out there because it's just it really is a really good experience.
They had a really good last year. I believe it was Ferris State against Colorado School of Mines. And they had a really big crowd. I was talking with Mike Fetchy, who's the athletic director there athletic director in charge of facilities there at McKinney ISD. And he was talking about, I think his son plays for Mines. And so he was like, everyone was saying, like, hey, like, you need to go be a dad. Like, go get a ticket and go sit in the stands and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. He's like, and then, like, whenever the two teams qualified, he was like, suddenly tickets became really hard to come by. He's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just use my power to get in.
I guess I'll just pull my keys out and open every single door of this stadium.
Yeah. But the Division II National Championship coming there December 16th, and hopefully there's a team from the Lone Star Conference there. Maybe Angelo.
We
maybe
would love to see
Central Washington. Maybe A&M Kingsville. We'd love to see him. Anyway, do we have any questions on Helpful Honda Mailbag Questions?
We
Friday.
Sure
Helpful Honda Mailbag Questions. Love it.
We're doing great. What's happened to Cedar Park? They used to be at the top of the heap, but you don't hear about them anymore. I mean, a lot of people forget, I think, but they were in the state championship in 2020.
They were in the state championship
in
2020.
It did not go their way. I'm not saying that, but I think that everyone thinks of Cedar Park as the heydays back in the early aughts, kind of mid tens, and it's like they did make a run there when Carl Absek was there.
They're in a state championship game 3 years ago. Now last year was
that's hard to remember because it was 2020.
Right, exactly.
And it was in January.
It was like one of these days We just need to do like hey, remember 2020? Here's just what happened.
Yeah,
because like I think we all memory hold it. You know what I mean? Like we're all just like, no.
I mean, technically, they played the championship game in 2021 because they played it January whatever of 2021.
So they play for a title game, and here's the bottom line of it. The last couple of years, I think that I think the biggest thing is that they have not been able to get themselves going offensively.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how good that offense was for them in 2020.
Yeah, it was young Absek. He was the quarterback.
Oh, no. They had another one. Cedar Park quarterback.
Yeah, his son.
I don't think it was. Ryder Hernandez.
Ryder Hernandez. Oh, his son was the receiver.
His son was receiver.
Yep.
His son was like a really good receiver.
But
Ryder Hernandez was their quarterback.
Yes.
And, really talented. He really led the way for them all the way to that state championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Absek leaves to go to Barbers Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They promote Michael Quintero, and the offense just has not been able to live up to its what it's been in the past. They've gone 7-6 and then 4-7 this past year. The other thing about them is I do think if you go back from time immemorial, Cedar Park has been the team that has had the Black Rain defense, right? They've been the defense that has crushed you. I think, look, all it takes is 1 or 2 years to put it back. Their defense was good last year, but like I think that was their identity, and right now I think they're kind of in a little bit of an identity crisis. I think Cedar Park is probably well, okay, there's another thing that there's another elephant in the room, right? The other elephant in the room here is that they're in a brutal district, okay? They're in the same district as College Station, Georgetown, A&M Consolidated, and then like Leander Glenn, Pflugerville Hendrickson, right, who have all been good at times as well.
It's that one crossover between the Brazos Valley and Austin area.
And so they're in a tough district, and that's part of it as well. I mean, they're dealing with right now. We have them 4th in the district to start the year.
Yeah, College Station has been in multiple state championships the past 2 years.
Now, I think this year they have an opportunity to maybe surprise some people. But like, let's put this to you this way, okay? So last year they finished 4th in district, okay? Mm-hmm. Your reward for finishing 4th in district, they played Smithson Valley in the first round. Mm-hmm. They got fed to Smithson Valley. They had to go to Smithson Valley, and they got beat by 3 touchdowns.
Well, and let's think about
part of it's the draw as well.
Think about when they were really good back in the day. They were one of the only schools out in that area. Think about that area and how many new schools have popped up. I mean, even Glenn is a fairly new program, So inevitably, you see kind of that. Same thing happened with Manville and Shadow Creek. Someone opens, the feeder school starts they break it up. That is, I think, a portion of
certainly
the difference between old school Cedar Park when they were in their heyday and today. There's just a ton more schools out there.
I think there is.
And it's continuing to grow.
Absolutely. And so I would say that it's a variety of different things. I think it's a coaching change. I think it's a bit of an identity crisis. And then it's also just a really tough draw. And the demographics are changing.
Yep.
There, that people are moving. People are moving in. They're building more schools, and that's moving kids around. So, I mean, Cedar Park has been. You're exactly right. They've been off the radar the past couple of years. This year, I think hopefully realignment's a little bit for them. Hopefully, realignment will be a little bit kinder to them. What's next, Pickle?
Well, that feeds into another question that we got. With realignment coming up, will there be more schools moving up or moving down overall in classifications across the state? I mean,
it should be an equal number. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Because they like to. For those who don't know, they like to keep roughly the same number in each classification. They like to have about 100 teams in each division, and they like to have about 250 teams in 6A,
which is how they set the cutoff numbers.
Yeah. Now that moves because if you have let's just say the cutoff number. I'll pick a number at random. Let's say the cutoff number for 6A is 2,200. Okay, I'm picking a number at random, and you have 6 teams that are all at 2,200 exactly. Then it's like, oh, well, and plus you have teams that opt up and things like that. So it should be about the same. Now, there is a great piece on TexasFootball.com that Matt Sepp put out there about teams that right now look like they're going to be moving up or moving down.
Yeah, there's some ebbs and flows.
We've also mentioned a couple of teams in our first couple of preview episodes of Tep and Step, which are on TexasFootball.com as well, or your podcast vendor for subscribers, that they are that will be moving up and down in the next realignment as well. There should be. That's how they start. They start with we need X number of teams in each of these, and then they mess with the margins a little bit to try to make it fit as best they can.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think you're going to – I'll say this. There are a couple teams that I think people are going to be surprised are moving down.
Yeah. Well, and there's always I don't know what the best phrase to use here is, but there are always the teams that were sitting there and who are always teetering on the edge between the two.
Well, you're exactly right, and there's a couple of things here.
Mm-hmm.
There's always teams that are on the edge,
mm-hmm.
right? There's always edge cases that are
like
they,
the
will
historic
they, won't they?
every single
will they,
year.
won't they? Like Highland Park forever was the edge case, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are now pretty comfortably 6A as far as I can tell.
Alito is another. It's like
Alito
has taken Highland Park's spot of like
they were kind of that edge case, right?
Yep.
Are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? Also, and another phenomenon you run into at this time of year, especially in the second year of an alignment. So think back to 2021,
mm-hmm.
okay? You also run into teams that are playing with numbers that would put them into a higher classification.
But they're not technically
but realignment
a UIL.
doesn't come around until next year.
Right.
So my example would be Katy Paetow.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, Katy Paetow was playing in the 5A Division I state championship game
with 6A numbers.
And they had already and not just 6A numbers.
Like 6A D1 numbers.
Oh yeah. I mean, they have an enrollment right now so the enrollment number they turned in
mm-hmm.
on Snapshot Day in October before their state championship game in 5A Division I was 3169.
Oh my god.
That is like 40 fewer kids than Katy High.
Yeah.
So that is an enormous school. So
mm-hmm.
you do have those phenomenons there. I'll give you one for free.
Okay.
Although I hope you'll go and subscribe to texasfootball.com/subscribe so you get Tep and Step. I'll give you one for free that's like that. New Home.
Yes.
New Home is going to be – they're moving up next time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not – it's locked and loaded. It's happening. But because of the realignment cycle, they're on that in-between where they're going to be playing with big numbers for 2A Division II. But, because realignment doesn't come about till February for the 2024 season, you do have these things. I want to say, was College Station one of those as well? I know that, Franklin was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because Franklin moved up. China Spring moved up as well. So
up.
Those were programs that were playing with bigger numbers. That's not why they won. They're obviously really good teams. But that's something to keep an eye on
mm-hmm.
as realignment rolls in.
Yeah. China Spring has the backing of they went and did it again.
Right. Franklin, too.
Yep,
Franklin,
exactly.
too. They both moved up a division and won a state championship. So what are you going to say?
This is another question.
Alito's the same way.
Yep. This is another question, but it fits into that. Is how many new schools will be included in realignment as of right now?
I need to check.
That
is a number that I can find that I do not have. Right now.
Well, and the other thing about that is there is a difference between new schools that will be playing like an independent
mm-hmm.
schedule and new schools
new
that
UIL
have
schools.
been playing for 2 years and now are officially going to be added into a district.
Yeah.
Like Lake Belton went through that.
Yeah. I know Prosper Walnut Grove is joining,
mm-hmm.
right?
Frisco is starting a new school, or is that next year? I think that might be next year.
Know.
I think they're adding their 14th school next year.
And then there's always, and then this is way in the weeds and you don't care. But you've also got these programs that have kind of gone to outlaw schedules because they don't have numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Ranger's a good example.
Yep.
Ranger was a team that they were put into they have 11-man numbers, but they because I think they have an enrollment like 108. But they wanted to play outlaws. They were like, we don't have 11, we can't field an 11-man team, and so we're going to drop out and do that. So that's also another another kind of program that you need to keep an eye on there when realignment rolls around. I can get that number for you. I just don't have it now.
Every time that we talk about stuff like this, it's just a reminder of I cannot imagine being in the UIL, I'm going to call it the war room, when they're trying to start from scratch and decipher all of this. And especially because the thing that we always forget about is we focus so much on football. They've got to do this for every sport. Mm-hmm. And there are 2 different times that they have to do this, one for football and one for everybody else. That's just crazy.
It's nuts.
I got 2 more here.
Okay.
You get to add one Texas high school football-related person to Mount Rushmore. Who and why? There's 2 people. Either Craig Way or Matt Stepp. those are the two.
Wait. Repeat the question to me.
You get to add one Texas high school football related person to Mount Rushmore. Who and why?
Oh, no. It's Earl Campbell.
Yeah. When I hear related person, I think like not from a football perspective, like someone who is associated with Texas high school football.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I'm not going to put, sorry to Craig and Step, I'm not going to put them on against Earl Campbell. But when I hear football related, I think of people that are not football players. Maybe they did play.
But then what about like Phil Danaher?
Yeah, that's another good one.
Or what about like Scott Surratt?
But he is in Texas high school. I still consider related. Related goes to like media or like, I don't know,
Mr.
like Dr.
Phil.
Breitup.
Mr. Phil. I know. Didn't that bring? If you didn't hear, what's his Phil? I don't know. I've only known him as Mr. Phil.
It starts with a W.
Phil Whitfield.
Whitfield, I think is what
right?
it is.
He was the guy who ran he did a lot of things, but he was the man who ran the AT&T Stadium press box.
Yeah, his full-time job at AT&T Stadium was like the art director.
Yeah.
Obviously, Charlotte Jones was the one that like implemented all the art, but Mr. Phil was the one that was like the head art person.
Yeah, he passed away. I think it came out Wednesday. I think we got the news yesterday, but I think he passed away on Wednesday. And but at 62, it would like. We were all just terribly sad about that. Anyway, but you can put Mr. Phil on the
we're praying for Mr. Phil's family. He was just a great. It's not going to be the same without him.
All right, player. I'll give you three answers.
Yeah,
player
coach,
Phil Danaher.
Related.
Or maybe Gordon Wood actually. Probably Gordon Wood. Adjacent.
I think it's got to be, well.
I don't know. Like
either.
an adjacent person.
I think Craig and Step are the two
Mallory.
that easy. Yes.
Mallory Hartley.
Correct.
All right, one more.
What would you bring to the aliens to let them know that you're friendly?
Copy of the 2023 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. They wouldn't understand any of that.
They would spit in your face. Ranch.
To let them
I would just hand it to them, and they would look like, what is this? And I would literally look the aliens dead in the eye, and I would say, trust me.
No. You can't just bring them ranch.
Yes.
No.
Well, something with ranch.
Thank you. You have to bring them ranch, and then you also have to bring them some tendies.
Correct.
I think that's the move. You
yeah.
have to bring them
Wings. Wings would be good.
Wings
with ranch.
Wings
I would bring them Wingstop, because Wingstop has the best ranch.
Okay.
I would bring them a Wingstop, just a normal wing, bone in, because they need to know that, like,
we're animals.
We're animals. We get it. And then just a big old tub of ranch.
Yeah, but I don't love the idea of giving them the idea of gnawing meat off of something's bones.
That's fine, but it's again, we're focusing on the ranch here.
Okay, got it. So what you're looking for is a ranch delivery system.
Yes. I would be friends with the aliens. The aliens would consider me one of their own.
You are wearing green.
A ranch.
And you do live in a void.
I am the aliens. Whoever got up on that stand yesterday blew my cover. I'd been doing good for 26 years.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us.